Often the most dangerous times in someone's daily life is on what we call arrival and departure moments. In this particular case, what we see is a parking lot situation. Now, a woman goes back to her car having shopped in this store, and she has a cart full of groceries. And she's clearly paying attention to loading these groceries into her car. Now, the first thing we notice is a seemingly nice bystander who was already in that parking lot loitering around, which is an indicator, comes up and says, "I'll take the cart for you." And you'll notice what he does is he scrupulously moves that cart in a very slow motion fashion in front of the vehicle and kind of hangs out there for a little too long. What she failed to recognize was not only that that behavior might have been a little bit odd, all right, not in the offer to take the cart, but that he didn't immediately exit a vehicle and was heading towards the store to begin with. But she also failed to realize that the other guy wandering around the parking lot was actually his co-conspirator. And what we see here is a pretty horrific situation for any parent and any woman in particular. As she loads the groceries into her car and starts to get into her car, our second assailant walks up and gets into the back seat of the vehicle. Now, we can't see the action, but we can presume he pulled a weapon out or threatened her in such a way, saying, "Don't scream, don't do anything, sit right there." Where we see the original assailant, the person who took that shopping cart and blocked the vehicle in while his conspirator could get into the back seat, comes back into the frame, climbs into the driver's seat, pushing her aside, obviously, and then takes off with the vehicle. Now, you notice the entire behavior of this scenario. The guy who comes into the driver's seat, before he even gets in, looks around to see if anyone noticed. When he drives away, he doesn't hightail it. He drives casually. The entire setup was extremely well planned and well orchestrated. And the problem here is that our victim, in this case, as she was loading the groceries into her car, was too focused on that and not focused enough on what was going around her. When we talk about advanced situational awareness training, what I try to teach people is that every place has a purpose. A parking lot has a purpose. The purpose is to park your car, go into a store, for example, come out, and then drive away. If you're entering one of those transitional spaces and you scan the environment, which you want to get in the habit of doing before you approach your vehicle, before you transition from point A to point B, before you even leave your vehicle to the store, look around. If you see people loitering around in that transitional space, not using the environment for its dedicated purpose, a question should arise. What's going on here? And if that question is, well, it looks like they're simply waiting for a ride, that is unmistakable body language. But when you see people loitering in the parking lot, for example, watching for who's coming and going and where they're positioned, you can have valuable information that warns you of potential intent. In those situations, trust your intuition, trust your radar. If something doesn't feel right, don't go. Do something different. Get an escort to your vehicle. Wait until the situation changes. But don't simply assume that it's nothing or dismiss your warning indicators. The first concept is to pay attention. The second is to know how to look at environments for danger. And what you're looking for is people not using the environment for its dedicated purpose. The third component of that is to trust your intuition as to what you're reading. If you see someone and it draws your attention and gives you an alarming thought, pay attention to it and don't dismiss it. And at the end of the day, make sure you make this a lifestyle. Every time you enter certain environments, scan your environment. If you see an anomaly, pay attention to it. If it's something that you're afraid of, don't engage it. Simply don't go. Don't let your ego write those checks that your body can't cash. At the end of the day, my recommendation always is to seek professional instruction. If you want more information like this, follow me on YouTube at Live Ready Co. And until then, live ready.